Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet these granny squares. So for my granny squares I used a 5mm crochet hook and I am using US terms. So thank you very much for watching and please subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. So the first thing that we're going to do for our granny square is we are going to make a magic circle. So to do a magic circle you want to take your yarn and you want to take your finger and you want to wrap the yarn around your finger once, and then you want to wrap the yarn back over your finger to create a cross, like that. You then want to take your crochet hook and go underneath the first loop of the cross, and then using your crochet hook, pick up the second loop of the cross and pull it through. You can then take your finger out and you have a magic circle. And we are now ready to move on to round one of our granny square. So to start round one of our granny square, we are going to chain one. So you want to chain one to start, and this chain one does not count as a stitch. This just locks our magic circle into place. And now for round one, you want to work 16 single crochets into your magic circle. So 16 single crochets. So to do a single crochet, you insert your hook into the magic circle, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. So that is one single crochet and we need to work 16. So I'm going to work a second one, and then a third, and a fourth, all the way up to 16. So I have just worked my 16 single crochets into my magic circle, and now to finish off round one I need to close up my magic circle. So to do that you want to take your straggler end or your tail here and simply pull this. So pull this nice and tight and this will close up your magic circle. And now the final thing that you want to do for round one is you want to work a slip stitch into the very first single crochet that you worked. So here is the very first single crochet, and you need to make sure that you are working your slip stitch into the first single crochet that you made and not the chain one that we did at the very beginning. So make sure that you are going into the single crochet, and you can always count back these 16 stitches to make sure that you are going into the first single crochet. So to do a slip stitch, you want to insert your hook into the stitch and then simply pull the yarn through and then through again like that. So we have now finished round one, so we are now going to fasten off with this colour or this yarn. So you want to pull your yarn out and your hook and then cut your yarn, leaving a nice long tail that you can weave into the back of your granny square later, and we are ready to move on to round two. So before we begin round two, we need to attach a new yarn or our new colour onto our round one. Here is our round one and I have fastened off, so I have cut my yarn. So we need to attach our new yarn or our new colour onto this before we begin round two. And the method that I'm going to use is a very secure method. So it's really nice and secure, and that is going to be the same method that we will use throughout our granny square. So I will show you how to do that now. So the first thing that we are going to do to attach a new colour is we are going to do a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, you want to take your yarn and you want to take your finger and you want to wrap the yarn around your finger once and then twice. Then take the first loop and pull it over the second loop, and then take the second loop and pull it all the way over your finger. Then take your crochet hook, go in through this space and pull tight, and there you have a slip knot. So once you have your slip knot on your hook, you then want to take your round one and you can select any single crochet you like. So select any stitch, preferably not the one you finished off on, so I'm going to choose this one. And you want to insert your hook into the single crochet or into the stitch and then take your new yarn. So this is both strands, this is the yarn coming from the ball and also the straggler end, and you want to sort of place this yarn around the back and then using your crochet hook pick up both strands of yarn and pull them through like that. And you should now have 3 loops on your hook, 1, 2, 3, and you want to take this last loop here and this last loop only, and take this loop and pull this over the end of your hook. And this can be a bit tricky, but you want to make sure that only this loop goes over the end of your crochet hook, like that, and you can then pull tight. And there you have attached a new colour or a new piece of yarn, and this is a very secure method, and this is the method that I will be using throughout this granny square. So we are now on to round 2 of our granny square, and we have attached a new colour, and for round 2 we are going to be using a stitch called 2 double crochets together. So we are going to be working 2 double crochets together, chain 1, 2 double crochets together, chain 1, 2 double crochets together, chain 1, all the way around for round 2. So into every single stitch around you want to work 2 double crochets together. However, this very first stitch we are going to do something a little bit different as we have attached a new colour. So we cannot do 2 double crochets together into this first stitch as we have attached a new colour here. So what we are going to do instead is we are going to chain 1, and then we are going to work a double crochet into the same stitch. So you want to yarn over and go into the same stitch that we attached a new colour into, and then yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. So that was a double crochet. So we have attached a new colour, chained 1, and then worked a double crochet into this stitch, and that counts as 2 double crochets together for this first stitch here. So now we want to chain 1, and into the next stitch we are going to work 2 double crochets together, and the way that we work this one will be the way that we work the rest of them throughout this round. So when you work 2 double crochets together, you're effectively turning 2 stitches into 1. You are working 2 double crochets but not completing either of them, but then completing both of them together at the same time at the end. So what you want to do is you want to yarn over and go into the next stitch, and then yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. But you do not want to complete this double crochet. We are going to leave this double crochet incomplete, and we are going to move on to our second double crochet. So you want to yarn over and go back into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there we have 2 incomplete double crochets, and we should have 3 loops on your hook, and you want to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and this will complete both double crochets together at the same time, like that. And you now want to chain 1. And you want to do that all the way around for round 2. Into every single stitch you want to work 2 double crochets together and then chain 1. So into the next stitch we're going to do the same thing. So yarn over and go into the stitch, the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's 1 incomplete double crochet, and then you want to yarn over and go into the same stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops to complete the 2 double crochets together, and then chain 1. And you want to just keep repeating that all the way around for round 2. So I have just worked that all the way around for round 2, and I have worked my final set of 2 double crochets together, and then I have chained 1. And to finish off this round, you want to work a slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet that we worked. So if you remember, at the beginning of this round we attached a new colour, and then we chained 1 and worked a double crochet all into the same stitch, and this counted as our first set of 2 double crochets together. So what you want to do is you want to do a slip stitch into the first double crochet. So into this stitch here, so this stitch will be slightly bigger, the double crochet will be bigger than the chain 1, and you want to go into that stitch and then work a slip stitch. So just pull the yarn through and then through again. So you can now pull your hook out and fasten off, so cut this yarn and pull it through, and we are ready to move on to round 3. So we are now on to round 3 of our granny square, and here I have round 1 and round 2, and I have fastened off, and at the end of round 2 you should have 16 sets of 2 double crochets together around. I forgot to mention that, but you should have 16 of these little sets here. So we are now ready to move on to round 3, and to begin round 3 we are going to attach a new colour, and we are going to do this in the same method as before. So you want to start off by doing a slip knot onto your finger and then onto your crochet hook, and this time you want to attach your yarn into a chain 1 space, so into any one of these spaces in between the stitches. So you can choose any one you like. So I'm going to go for this one here, and you want to insert your hook into the space and then take your yarn and sort of pull it around the back, and then using your crochet hook pick up the yarn and pull it through, and then take the first loop and pull this over the end of your crochet hook and then pull tight. And there we have attached a new colour in the same method as before, and we are ready to move on to round 3. So round 3 is very similar to round 2. In round 2 we worked a stitch called 2 double crochets together, and in round 3 we are going to work a stitch called 3 double crochets together. And it's the same method and the same concept, in that instead of doing 2 double crochets and completing them together at the end, we are going to work 3 double crochets and complete them together at the end. And in the same way as round 2, our first stitch that we do is going to be different to the rest, as we have attached a new colour, so we can't just go and do 3 double crochets together. So you want to start off by chaining 1. So we have attached a new colour and chained 1, and this effectively counts as our first double crochet of the first set. And now we are going to work 2 double crochets together into this stitch, and this one is more complicated and it's different to all of the rest. So you want to yarn over and go into the stitch, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over, go back into the loop or back into the space, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You then want to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So we attached a new colour and chained 1 and then worked 2 double crochets together. And this counts as our first set of 3 double crochets together. But like I said, this one is different to all of the rest. So we are now going to chain 1 and into the next space, so into the next space here, we are going to work 3 double crochets together. So to do 3 double crochets together, you yarn over, go into the space, yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that is 1 incomplete double crochet, and we're going to do that again. So yarn over, go back into the space, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that is 2 incomplete double crochets, and we're going to work a third one this time. So yarn over and go back into the space, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So you should now have 4 loops on your hook, and this is 3 incomplete double crochets, and you want to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And there you have done 3 double crochets together. And you now want to chain 1. So now into the next space we're going to do the same thing. 3 double crochets together, then we are going to chain 1 and do this again, and you want to repeat that all the way around. 3 double crochets together, chain 1, 3 double crochets together, chain 1, 3 double crochets together, chain 1, and we are working into the spaces in between the stitches from last round, so into these spaces here. So I have worked that all the way around for round 3, so that was 3 double crochets together into the space and then chain 1. And you should now have 16 sets of 3 double crochets together, or 16 of these little clusters. And I have come to the end and I've worked my last one and my last chain 1. So I'm now going to finish off this round with a slip stitch. So you want to do a slip stitch into the 2 double crochets together that we did at the very beginning. So at the beginning of this round, we attached a new colour and chained 1 and then worked 2 double crochets together, and that counted as our first set of 3 double crochets together. So you want to work your slip stitch into the 2 double crochets together. So you can see that that is the longer stitch here. This longer one is the 2 double crochets together. So you want to go into that stitch and work a slip stitch. So just pull the yarn through and through again. And you now want to fasten off, so pull your yarn out and your hook and cut your yarn, leaving a tail to weave into the back of your granny square. And we are ready to move on to round 4. So we are now on to round 4 of our granny square, and we are going to start off this round in the same way as we have started the previous 2. So we are going to attach a new colour. So you want to start by doing a slip knot and then go into any space. So I have my slip knot and I'm now going to choose a random space in between the sets of 3 double crochets together. So I'm going to choose this space and then take my yarn, place it over the back, pull it through, and then take this loop on the end and pull this over the end of my hook and pull tight. And there I have attached a new colour, and I can continue on with round 4. So as with the previous 2 rounds, the first cluster that we make is going to be different to the rest of them as we have attached a new colour. So we're going to start off by chaining 1. So we've chained 1 and this counts as our first double crochet of our cluster, and we are now going to work 3 incomplete double crochets. So our clusters are going to be made up of 4 incomplete double crochets. So we have this here which counts as our first incomplete double crochet or our first double crochet, so we need to work 3 more. And when we worked our 3 double crochets together and our 2 double crochets together, we worked incomplete double crochets and then completed them together at the very end, and we're going to do the same thing here. So you want to yarn over and go into the stitch and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that is 1 incomplete double crochet, and you want to work 2 more. Yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then 1 more time. So here we have attached a new colour and then we have 3 incomplete double crochets, and what we are going to do is we are going to yarn over and pull through only 2 loops. So we're going to pull through 2 loops that are on our hook, and we should now have 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And this creates a cluster like this, and this is going to be different to the rest of them. The rest of them will be a bit simpler than this. So once you have your first cluster, you want to chain 2. So we're going to chain 2, and now into the next space here we are going to work our second cluster. So we are going to work 4 incomplete double crochets. So here we worked 3 and here we're going to work 4. So you want to yarn over and go into the stitch, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, then yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there we have 4 incomplete double crochets, and you can see them there, and we should have 5 loops on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we are going to do now is we are going to yarn over and pull through the first 3 loops. So through the first 1, 2 and 3, like that, and then yarn over and pull through the final 3 loops. And there we have a cluster, and you then want to chain 2. So it is effectively the same as if you were doing 4 double crochets together, but we're just going to pull through 3 loops and then 3 more, and this gives us a different effect. And you want to repeat that all the way around for round 4. Cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 2. So I'm going to do the same thing into the next stitch. So I'm going to do 4 incomplete double crochets. So I should now have 5 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through 3, and then yarn over and pull through the final 3, and then chain 2, and then repeat this again. 4 incomplete double crochets, so there's 1, and I'm going to do a second one, then a third, and then a fourth. I should now have 5 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through 3 of them, and then yarn over and pull through the final 3, then chain 2, and just repeat that all the way around. So I have just finished working round 4, so I did that all the way around, and then to finish off round 4 you want to work a slip stitch into the top of our first cluster. So if you look, you will have a long stitch here, or you should have anyway, and you want to insert your crochet hook into this stitch and work a slip stitch. So just pull your yarn through and through, and you can then fasten off, so cut your yarn, and we are ready to begin round 5. So we are now on to round 5 of our granny square, and round 5 is a very important round, as this is where we are going to turn our circle into a square. So we are going to be adding on flat sides and corners. So the way that a lot of granny squares are worked, and the way that this granny square is going to be worked, is that you choose a space to start off in, so you can choose any one of these spaces, and the space that you choose to start in will end up as a corner. So this space will end up as a corner, and we will not finish the corner. We will start the corner, but then we will work all the way around and then finish off this corner at the very end of working the granny square. So for round 5, we are going to be working into the chain spaces of last round. We are going to be working into these chain spaces here, and there are 16 of these chain spaces. So we have 16 spaces, but as we are making a square, we need 4 sides and 4 corners. So what we are going to do is we are going to turn 4 of the spaces into corners, and then the remaining 12 will make up the sides. So there will be 3 spaces per side. So if we started working into this space here, this would turn out as a corner, as the first space we start working in will be a corner, and then the next space would be a flat side, this one would be a flat side, and this one would be a flat side, but then this space we would work a corner. Then the next space would be a flat side, the next one would be a flat side, and the next one would be a flat side, and here would be a corner. This one would be a side, 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 corner, side, 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 and then we are back to the corner that we started working in, and we will finish off this corner at the end. So that is the way that round 5 is going to go, and I will take you through it step by step. So we are going to start off round 5 by attaching a new colour, and we're going to use the same method as before. So you want to do a slip knot, then choose a random chain space. So I am going to go with this one. So you want to insert your hook into the chain space, pull your yarn through, and take this loop and pull it over the top. Whoops, like that, and pull tight. And there you have attached a new colour. So this space here that we have attached a new colour in is going to end up as a corner. So we're going to start the corner and finish it off at the end. So we want to start off by chaining 3. And this attaching a new colour and chaining 3 counts as 1 treble crochet. So what you now want to do is you want to work 2 treble crochets into this space. So to do a treble crochet, you want to yarn over twice, go into the space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops, and yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops. So there's 1 treble crochet, and you want to do that a second time. So for a treble crochet, you yarn over twice. So we have attached a new colour, chained 3, and then worked 2 treble crochets, and this counts as 3 treble crochets. So this is the start of our corner, and we are going to finish this off at the end of this round. So we are now going to skip on to the next space, which is going to be the first space of our first flat side, and into this space you want to work 3 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over and go into the space and work 1 double crochet like that, and you want to work a second one and then a third one. And now we're going to skip on to the next space, and into this space you want to work 3 half double crochets. So we've done 3 double crochets, and in this one we're going to do 3 half double crochets. So to do a half double crochet, you yarn over and go into the space, yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So this is just a bit of a smaller stitch. So that's 1 half double crochet, and you want to do 3 all into this space. So like that, and then into the next space we're going to do 3 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the space and work a double crochet, and then a second and a third one. So this space that we started working in is our first corner, and then these 3 make up our first flat side. So we have 3 spaces to make up a flat side, and we do 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets, and then 3 double crochets. So now into the next space here, we're on a corner. So we started a corner down here, but we didn't finish it. So we're going to do another corner here. And every time we work a corner, we're going to work the exact same set of stitches. And that is 3 treble crochets, chain 3, and then 3 more treble crochets all into this space. So we're going to start off by doing 3 treble crochets. So yarn over twice, go into the space and work a treble crochet, and then work a second one and a third one. So we have 3 treble crochets, and you now want to chain 3. So chain 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to work 3 more treble crochets into the same space. So yarn over twice, go back into the same space and work 3 more treble crochets. And with most granny squares, that is how a corner is worked. So you usually have a set of stitches, then you will chain something and then have another set of stitches into the corner. So there is our first corner, and we're now going to move on to the next space, and this space is going to be our first space for the next flat side. So into this space we're going to work 3 double crochets, and then into the next space we're going to work 3 half double crochets. So this is the same as the other flat side that we worked. So we have corner, 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets. So now into the next space we're going to work 3 more double crochets. And now skipping on to the next space, we have finished our flat side, the next one. So the next space is a corner. So we're going to do the same thing as last time. So that is 3 treble crochets, chain 3, 3 treble crochets. So yarn over twice, go into the space and work 3 treble crochets. Then chain 3 and work 3 more treble crochets into the space. So you can see, if you look at your work now, we have a flat side, corner, flat side, and we're back up on a corner. So now we're going to work another flat side. So we're going to start off by doing 3 double crochets into the first space. And then into the next space, we're going to work 3 half double crochets. And into the next space, we are going to work 3 double crochets again. And that is another flat side. And once you do this a couple of times, you will get used to it. So if you're going to be making a blanket or anything like that, these will work up really quickly. So then into the next space, we are back on a corner as we've done another flat side. So into this corner, the same thing. 3 treble crochets, chain 3, 3 treble crochets. So you can see our shape is really coming along here. So into the next space, we're going to do 3 double crochets, as this is our next flat side. Then 3 half double crochets into the next space. And 3 double crochets all into the next space. So we are coming to the very end and we have worked all the way around, and here we started our corner but we did not finish it. So into our corner so far we have the equivalent of 3 treble crochets. But if you remember, a corner is 3 treble crochets, chain 3 and then 3 more treble crochets. So we need to make up the difference. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to yarn over twice and work 3 more treble crochets into this space, so that we have our 2 sets of 3 treble crochets for this corner. And we are then going to chain 3. So you want to chain 1 and 2 and 3. So here we have all of the components of our corner. 2 sets of 3 treble crochets and then a chain 3. We just need to attach them. So you want to go into the very top of your chain 3 that we did here. So we attached a new colour and then chain 3, and this counted as our first treble crochet. So you want to go into the top of this chain 3. So that's there, and work a slip stitch. So just pull the yarn through and through again. And then you can pull your hook out and cut your yarn, so fasten off, leaving a nice long tail, and you have finished. So you may want to iron your granny square or wet block it. If your corners aren't quite square, you can wet block your granny square and then weave all of the ends into the back of your granny square nice and securely. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it easy to follow. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos, and thanks again for watching. Bye!